Well, good morning. My name is Tyler Koblasa, founder and CEO of Mingly. Some of you may have already heard about the Mingly story. For others, this might be the very first time hearing about us. We launched at Startup Weekend Los Angeles just 2 months ago, this past November. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Maria.
Great. Thanks, Tyler. Hi, everyone. My name's Maria. And if you're like Tyler and me, there's a really good chance that you're here today to do some pretty serious networking. Am I right? I mean, come on, honestly, that's the reason we're all here today. The problem with networking today, though, is that we're simply overwhelmed. We meet an overwhelming number of people. There's a ton of information to remember about each one of them. And there are so many different ways to reach out to them that it's easy for information to fall through the cracks and for opportunities to build real, strong relationships to be missed. Fortunately, this is where Mingly comes in. Imagine how much easier and more effective your networking efforts would be if you had Mingly, a tool that not only consolidates a master address book across all of these platforms you see here, but that actually sends out reminders to you that you need to get in touch. For example, some of these reminders can be time-based. So one thing Mingly is going to do is it's actually going to track when was the last time you communicated with someone, either through email, Facebook, or even called them on your cell phone. If it's been 6 weeks since you last reached out to that prospective client, Mingly's going to ping you and let you know, hey, guess what? You're dropping the ball. You need to reach out to them. The other type of alert that we can send is based on keywords. Think of these kind of as Google alerts that you associate with each of your contacts. In this way, if one of your clients' companies issues a fantastic new press release, or if their favorite football team wins the Super Bowl, Mingly will let you know that now you have a personalized reason to reach out to them and really make that relationship stronger. Finally, all of these alerts are prioritized so that the most important people, the alerts related to them, are separated and escalated, ensuring that those key contacts never fall through the cracks again. So how do you access these alerts? There are several ways. First, through the Mingly dashboard, which Tyler's going to show in a second. Second, we can push them to you in an email. You can see them in a widget, either on Gmail or Outlook. And for those truly, truly urgent alerts, we will actually send them to you in an SMS, or we will call you on the phone to let you know that, hey, something really urgent has just happened. So, to show you what this looks like in real life, here's Tyler.
Thanks, Maria. Thanks, Maria. Welcome to the Mingly dashboard. The Mingly dashboard is a prioritized list of alerts for your contacts, as well as a specific reason to reach out to that contact and why that alert was generated. If I go ahead and expand an individual alert, I now have at-a-glance information, including their most recent status updates, your direct communication, and finally, the last communication date off on the left-hand side of when you last communicated with that party. Now, off on the right-hand side, we have the new relationships window. The new relationships window and Mingly automatically detect new contacts across Google Contacts, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So let's go ahead and click on Francisco. So Francisco, we can go ahead and set, let's say, an importance level. We can then go ahead and set up search keywords. So I follow Francisco on Twitter, and I know he's a big fan of Norm's Diner. So if anything comes up about Norm's Diner, maybe like a special or something that I could share with Francisco to further build our relationship, I want to know about it to share that information. Now I can go ahead and set up a group. I can instead assign a contact to one or more groups. Let's say we add Francisco to tech. Maybe also we can set him as a friend. And then we can go ahead and set up the follow-up interval. So this can be once a week, once a month, maybe every 6 months. And we can go ahead and escalate communication. So we'll go ahead and save Francisco, add him. And now in the event that any alert happens to come up, we're going to go ahead and see Francisco come up, and we can take action on that alert. So happens to be an alert for Francisco. This is actually a direct message regarding TwistUp, but we'll jump to the next example. Real quick, we're going to say that Maria happens to be a local venture capitalist here in Los Angeles. We have assigned her as a VIP here at, and also enabled a communication escalation so that if any contact comes in from Maria, it's going to be escalated. So if we go ahead and if Maria sent an email to us, and that email is sent. It hits Mingly. Mingly automatically detects and scrapes that email, and this is real-time demo. That call is then going to be, that communication is going to generate an alert, make sure that you don't forget to respond to that person.
Gotta wrap it up, Tyler.
Okay, that's, guess we can go ahead and send it back to Maria.
Judges say.
That's Mingly calling him right now saying, you have received an email.
Mingly alert. You have received an email from Maria Witchfield with the subject super important ASAP. To hear the message, press 1. To call Maria now, please press 2. You are now being connected to Maria Witchfield.
Well, we'll go ahead and leave it at that. Back to Maria. All right, judges.
So I could see the use. All right, this is my second question. It's enterprise. Is it an enterprise or consumer model, and and how does that tie into the business model?
Yeah. So we're going to have a version. We're going to have a version that is absolutely mass adoption for the average consumer, but that version is really going to have sort of some limited functionality. Where we really see most of our revenues coming from is upselling people on a premium subscription model. And there are a number of different things that we can tweak within the service to really enable power users and to add value for them so they could,
And would that be part of Force.com platform and tying into more of a, how do I track and tier my clients, or is it how do I track and tier my friends?
Absolutely. The target audience for this person is the power networker. Anyone for whom networking actually leads to increased revenues or a new client. And so we're really going to target those people. So it is more about targeting potential clients. You can use it for friends, absolutely. And how we're going to do this is we're going to start off with our own website, where you can access all the things that we've talked about, but we also are going to integrate with third parties like Salesforce, for example, and other key CRM providers.
So by having a Salesforce app, that's, yeah.
Okay, so on that note, if you are targeting sort of power networkers, I mean, say I'm somebody and I've got 25,000 people following me on Twitter and I've got 5,000 Facebook friends, how does the site help me deal with prioritizing that volume of that size of a social graph? Okay, so essentially you're able to add certain contacts which you find important, and you want to, the top contacts, obviously 25,000, you're not going to add 25,000, you're going to add maybe the top 500 that you've thought of over the past 3 months or that you're going to be interacting with regularly.
So in other words, it doesn't automatically import everyone you know if you don't want that to happen. It can you can pick and choose who it imports and who you want to follow using the service.
So I think I'm going to jump in with commentary rather than a question. Obviously, following a very sexy presentation like Geodelic is hard. But let's be honest, 99.8% of the people in this room have this problem. It is a real problem that people don't follow up with. My advice to you is be careful. I wouldn't go for mass adoption at all. You're wasting your time. It's too hard to do mass adoption in enterprise. You have a product that will sell to enterprise today. Gear your company around that, understand the requirements, understand the price points. Don't try to go too broad based on your functionality. Simple following up and reminders, a simple tool that links in. I mean, we all do the LinkedIn connection, and who the F ever follows up on any of the connections we make? I think it's a great idea. Gear your company around business and enterprise.
Awesome, thanks.
Thanks.
Great.
Judge,
Thanks, everyone.
Judges, any other questions? Thank you, Mingly.